Alrighty, man. We should be live. What's up, guys? What's up, man? It's Thursday. It's a 7-game slate today. Eight-game slate. 8-game slate today. It's been a pretty big injury news day. There's been a lot of teams that are on back-to-backs. A lot of teams that played today also played yesterday. So we've had a lot of guys get ruled out earlier today. There's been some a lot of changes in projections. And we're going to talk about some plays I'm liking for tonight. We'll give out a slip on stream. We do have a discount on Prizepicks tonight. Cade Cunningham, 5-point discount on his points prop. I don't know if you guys have used this or not, but either way, we'll build out a slip with this discount because I haven't used this yet. So we'll discuss some plays I like. Again, it's been a day where there's been like a lot of injury news. Jalen Johnson got ruled out. Onyeka Okongwu got ruled out. So there's some big injury news on the Hawks. Operation Sengun is questionable. That's news that we're still waiting on. I think we'll probably get that on stream, so maybe. I don't know for sure, but maybe. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Josh Giddey is questionable. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on that one. I think Giddey probably plays, but he's been coming back from injury. We'll see if he plays or not. And then we are also waiting for news on Rudy Gobert. That's a big one. There's going to be some good value on Nas Reed props if Gobert's out. But that's a late game. Like, that's one of the last games of the slate, so I don't think we're going to get that news on stream. But we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on this Sengun news because that's something we are waiting on in the Rockets game. So I think that's pretty much it for news at least. Again, it's going to be a crazy slate. Hopefully we can find some good plays for today. I've already got some plays I'm liking that I got my eyes on that I'm going to possibly play with this Cade discount. We'll definitely give out at least one slip today, possibly more depending on what we can find on stream. But as always, guys, we're going to answer questions. If you guys have any questions tonight, whether it be player props, whatever, I'm here to answer questions. We'll probably go live up until 7 o'clock Eastern, so we'll probably be live for about 55 minutes. And again, we'll talk through the slate, answer questions, and do all that. But everybody that's already in chat, appreciate all you guys tuning in, man. Benjamin, D. Steve, appreciate you guys. Openly Opinionated said, "What's up, bro? How are you?" I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well, and I hope you guys are too. Let's see if we can, try and get a win tonight. Our stream slipped yesterday, very frustrating. We tried to lean into Jalen Brunson possibly missing yesterday. He winds up playing. The slip that we gave out, one of the overs we hit was on Mikal Bridges. That hit. And then we had an over on Karl-Anthony Towns, which lost by like a point or like half a point. And then the play that we paired with that was an Emmanuel Quickly over, and Quickly played like absolute shit yesterday. So that slip was pretty much dead from the get-go. But I feel good about today's slate. Hopefully we can find a good slip today. Let's get this snipe on the Bulls. Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Bulls props. I think if Josh Giddey does get ruled out, the best value is definitely going to be on Ayo Dosunmu, and they do have props up for Ayo. His lines are set as if Giddey's going to play, so there will be some good value here if Giddey's out. Again, I'd be surprised if Giddey sits, but you never know. Anytime a guy's coming back from injury on a back-to-back, there's always a chance he doesn't play. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those. Those are going to be good values for sure. Here for some Noah picks. Thank you for doing these. Hey, I enjoy doing these streams, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, these streams wouldn't be nothing. They wouldn't be anything if you guys weren't here watching. I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. So thank you to everyone who tunes into the streams every day, ask questions. You guys keep the stream going for sure. Northeast Pursuit says, "Yo, what's up, Northeast Pursuit? What's up, man?" My wagon, I gotta ask about Kaishan R.A. We can't take a look at that one. I think that line was at 11.5. It got bumped up to 12. At 12, I definitely don't like it as much. I think there's just more push potential. At this point, you need him to get 13 RA for you to hit this prop. So if you got it at 11.5, I think that was good. But yeah, playing it at 12, playing the over there, I don't think I would do that. Also, Alex Sarr was questionable, but he is playing. So that's somewhat of a negative for Kaishan George's RA upside, but the line didn't move based off that news. So if you got that play at 11.5, again, I think that was good to take. I'm on Joval over rebounds versus Claxton. He's got to 30-plus minutes last game. Just need the game to stay close. Yeah, man, Joval is a very productive player. He's a very good rebounder per minute. He just hasn't played a lot this year because, again, he's backed up Jokic. But, like, you look at Jonas Valanciunas' career stats, like, per 30 minutes, I think he averages, like, he averages definitely, like, double-digit rebounds per 30 minutes. I think last game he played 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Now, he is coming back from injury, so, like, I'm a little concerned they don't play him 30-plus minutes again. They could be a little bit more cautious today. But like I said, Joval's a great rebounder. I mean, first game back from injury, he had 9 rebounds in only 22 minutes. Next game, 16 rebounds in 31 minutes. If I knew Joval was playing 30-plus minutes, I would like, his over rebounds. I'm assuming the line's probably at like 10.5, 11. The only concern is, like, again, he's working his way back from injury. They could be a little bit more cautious today and not play him as much. I think this is a back-to-back for the Nuggets as well. I think the Nuggets do play again tomorrow. So that's always a concern too, is like on a back-to-back, do they cut his minutes down? We'll see. I've been waiting on the K discount. Yeah, we're definitely going to play something with that for sure. Isaac Okoro fantasy if Giddey is out. Isaac Okoro is one of those guys, like, I don't think he really benefits a ton. Like, he's a stand in the corner type of guy. A lot of his fantasy points are going to come from, like, steals and blocks probably. He's always been, like, a really low usage player. Like, he had 21 fantasy against Boston. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks. Against Minnesota, 20.5 fantasy, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I don't think his role changes too much if Giddey's in or out. I mean, we could look at what he's done this year without Giddey. Let's see. I would assume it's, not some crazy difference in his production. So these are his games without Giddey this year. Just fantasy points. 40, 30, 27, 25, 22, 18. So what? 6 games he's over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games he's under. 7 games he's under. So it's like, I think 18's a correct line on Okoro. If Giddey gets ruled out, I don't see much value there. The guy that definitely benefits most is Ayo Dosunmu. So, if you want to have Ayo props ready to play, those are going to be good if Giddey's out. 21.5 fantasy is good. I think his PRA is at 18.5. That would be really good if Giddey's out. Either one of those. I'm assuming if Giddey does get ruled out, though, they'll probably be quick to pull the lines. Prizepicks has been a lot quicker. I don't know if this, I'm not saying I'm causing this, but, like, I don't know if me doing these streams and stuff has caused them to, be quicker, but, like, they've been very quick to pull lines for injury news, whereas sometimes they can be a little bit slow. But lately, I mean, they've been pulling stuff in like 5-10 seconds. What's up, bro? What's up, Anthony? Aceway, what's up? Christopher, hello. Paul George, under 15.5 points. Let me take a look at that. I will say this, the Sixers-Kings game, it's definitely a game that has some blowout risk. So, like, I don't hate betting into some unders here, hoping the game's a blowout. I gave out a Joel Embiid under 13.5 RA. I gave that out in my YouTube video last night. PG's points at 15.5. I would have to look at his games this year with Maxey and with Embiid. Let's see. Just off the eye test, 15.5 feels like a pretty good line on Paul George, but let's see. Look at Paul George's games log with Maxey and with Embiid this season. I'd assume he's probably over this line in like half of his games with both those guys. Looks like he's played a good amount of games. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 games he's over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games he's under. Let's see when he plays 30 minutes or more. When he plays 30 minutes or more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 games. He's over. It looks like in about half of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, his numbers with Embiid and Maxey have been, in terms of points, he's averaging like right around 16 points per game with Embiid and Maxey, maybe a little bit less. It is a good matchup. Sacramento's not a good defensive team. There is blowout risk. I think I'd lean on the under, but that's one of those plays that I don't feel great one way or the other, so I'd probably just stay away personally. Quentin Grimes did just get ruled out for the Sixers. I don't think that really matters too much for props, at least. Maybe now I think I wouldn't probably take that PG under with Grimes out. Because, I mean, that helps PG a little bit, I guess. Onyeka Okongwu's considered day-to-day after undergoing dental procedure. Did you guys see what happened to Onyeka Okongwu? I feel so bad for him. Like, his whole lip was, like, busted. His teeth were, like, they were, like, in the back of his mouth. It's insane. I know that shit hurt so bad. He took an elbow to the mouth, and, like, his mouth was fucked up bad. What do you think about Middleton points? Okay, Josh Giddey just got ruled out. Let's take this. Ayo Dosunmu, fantasy. Pair it with the K discount. Hopefully you guys can get this in. Let's see how long this stays up for. That's a really good prop, though. That's a really good prop. I'm going to see if I can place something on better. They're probably going to pull the lines down before I can get them. Oh, they don't even have them up yet. Yeah, they're gone already. Damn. Yeah, go ahead and get this in, guys. It's still up. It'll probably be gone at some point in a few minutes maybe, but this is a really good play. Let me look at Ayo. I'm pretty sure Ayo's over this line in like every game this year without Giddey. I'm also going to post this in my Discord for those that want to get it. I did not expect Giddey out. Hopefully, I'm sure there's people that are in the Discord that are watching the stream, so they probably already got this. But I'm posting that play, the Ayo play, in Discord as well. But let's see, I pulled it up. Here are Ayo's games without Giddey. Yeah, he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's played 11 games without Giddey this year. He's over that fantasy line in 11 out of 13. Really good hit rate. Really good. It's a back-to-back. There's a chance maybe they cut Kobe White's minutes a little bit on a back-to-back. Like, Ayo, even he's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench, but Ayo could play like 30 minutes here against a fast-paced Miami team. I also think this is good because Jalen Smith, he went to the bench last game, but he'll be back in the starting lineup now that Giddey's out and probably playing a few extra minutes. So that's also good, too. Jalen Smith over 27 fantasy. They didn't pull any of these Bulls props. At least they haven't yet. Watch the fucking Bulls get, like, blown out tonight. I swear, anytime this happens, when, like, an injury hits and Prizepicks doesn't pull the props immediately, like, shit goes south. Oh, it looks like they're starting to pull them now. Maybe. Maybe not. But that's also good. Jalen Smith over 27 fantasy. Both of these are really good plays. This is our official stream slip. Honestly, I prefer the Ayo prop, so I think the Ayo prop is better. But the Jalen Smith prop's just as good, too. So if you want to do a 2-pick, a 3-pick, that's up to you. If you've already used the K discount, then I don't know what to tell you because like these two plays are on the same team. Let's see. But like you could probably look. Let's see. Ayo's. It looks like Ayo's points prop went up a little bit. I think that was at 12.5. Let's take a look at Jalen Smith, where his lines are at. A lot of times Prizepicks will update the points and the PRA and the rebounds. They'll update all this before they update fantasy. I've said this before, like they're always slower to update fantasy, so there's definitely more value looking at fantasy first. Let me look at something real quick. But yeah, these are both really good. Both of them. So, feel free to tell this, guys. If you've already used the K discount, you could just throw in like a goblin or something, or a play that you like. Because I know these two guys are on the same team, so like you can't just play those two together. You have to play something else. I'm surprised they haven't pulled these lines. Like, they're going to get pulled at some point, I assume. I really hope the Bulls don't get, like, fucking blown out, because that would just be my luck. I find like a really good play with good value, and then, you know, the Bulls fucking get blown out. But it's a good matchup. Miami's playing fast this year. There should be points in this game. Both these teams play fast, so like it should be a high-scoring game. So it's a good game for overs, I think. Or to have overs in. He said, I got it, nuked it too. Hey, I've said this before. When there's like an injury, you know, bankroll management is always super important with gambling. But when there's an injury or you know you have like a really good value play, it makes more sense to bet more. Obviously, you know, always bet what you can afford to lose, but it does make sense to bet more in these type of situations. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to hit because, you know, again, it could miss. Like this play could miss, but I feel really good about both these plays. I think both these are really good. I like the Iowa one a bit more, but yeah, they're both good. Those lines will get removed, I would think. I would be very surprised if they don't get removed at some point. So we'll just leave them up there for, you know, as long as they're up there. How you feel about Bobby Portis' PRA tonight? I mean, it's a great spot for Bobby Portis. He played like 36 minutes last game without Giannis. Matchup's fantastic. His PRA line last night was at 29.5. So, like, the market has definitely... A lot of people are betting on Bobby Portis overs. Like, the market's moved his lines up a lot from last night. But I love the spot for Bobby Portis. I think 32.5, that's probably a good line. Like, I don't see a ton of value there. Honestly, I feel like fantasy's probably better at 37.5 compared to PRA at 32.5. But if you're not on Prizepicks, I know you can't take fantasy. What's his PR at? PR is probably, what, 29.5 if I had to guess? Or 30.5? Let's see. Where's PR? PR's at 29.5. I mean, like, we gave out Portis 27.5 PR last night. 29.5, yeah. I don't know if I'd take that. You like PJ Washington PRA? So PJ Washington has been working his way back from injury. Last night, he did play pretty decent minutes. He did start as well. He was coming off the bench for his first few games, you know, back from injury, and then they started him last night. He played 33 minutes last night. Again, I worry about, like, on a back-to-back, do they cut his minutes back a little bit tonight? It's possible, but, you know, it's a revenge game. I will say Charlotte, defensively, they've been a lot better lately. Like, Charlotte as a whole, they're just playing really well right now. So, like, I don't think the matchup's, like, fantastic or anything. At 24, like, that feels like a good line on PJ. It's really going to come down to minutes. Like, if you told me he would play 33 minutes again like he did last night, I would like the over. But I think there is a possibility that his minutes get cut down a little bit on a back-to-back. Also, you know, coming back from injury as well. That has an effect on it too. Bruce Brown over 18.5 fantasy. I know it's a low-scoring game total. We could take a look at that one. The Nuggets, I mean, they're just one of these teams right now that has so many injuries, so many guys out. Bruce Brown's going to come off the bench, but he's probably going to play like mid-20s minutes. He's typically a guy that averages like close to a fantasy point per minute. 18.5, like I feel like that's probably a good line on Bruce Brown. If we project him for like 22, 24 minutes. Maybe he plays a little bit more, like if it's a blowout. I mean, Denver is favored by 7, so maybe if it's a little bit of a blowout, like maybe they let him go a little bit more. I'd lean the over there if I had to pick a side on that fantasy score line for Bruce Brown. I'd lean the over. I have a Sar over fantasy and Bobby Portis over 29.5 PR to match the K discount. Hey, good luck if that's what you're running it with. If you want to tell these two plays, you can do that as well. Noah, you like Mo Gay over PRA? It was 16.5, jumped to 17.5, especially if Sengun is out. I was looking at that one. That was a play that I was looking at. So right now, the Hawks don't have Jalen Johnson or Onyeka Okongwu. So I'm expecting Mo Gay to start at center. He's typically been a player that, like, when he gets minutes, he can be fairly productive. Now, the matchup against Houston on paper is not great, but the matchup definitely gets better if Sengun is out. They also don't have Steven Adams right now. So I kind of like that Mo Gay over. I think if Şengün's out, like, I think that's kind of a sneaky play because I don't think the books would adjust his lines if Şengün's out, but the matchup would definitely get better. And he's a player that like he'll produce when he gets opportunity. Typically, he's a pretty good rebounder. He'll shoot threes. I want to say as a starter this year, he's only started like 4 games, but I think he's been pretty good as a starter this year. I'm gonna look at that real quick. So let's see, because I was looking at it earlier before I hopped on stream. M-O-U-H. I don't know how to. I never know how to spell his first name. So he started 4 games. I'd assume he's either started these games for like maybe Jalen Johnson was out, maybe Onyeka was out. But I mean, 23 minutes against OKC, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. 34 minutes against the Lakers, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He played 23 minutes against the Clippers, had a terrible game, no points, 6 rebounds, no assists. And then against the Pelicans, 31 minutes, double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Like, he's been pretty good in the games he has started this year. So, yeah, I think it's good. Okay, it looks like they did just bump Io 2 points, and they bumped Jalen Smith 2 points. So, we got some good value there, guys. Hopefully you guys tailed that slip and got it in. Again, that's a slip I feel good about. But now that they bumped the lines 2 points, I don't think I would take that anymore. So I'm going to take those out. We'll see if maybe we can find something else to play. But we'll keep track of that slip as our official stream slip for today. But yeah, the Mo Gay over, I kind of like. Like Trep props is if Rudy's out, thinking more so on your YouTube pick of under 27.5 PR. I will say the matchup probably gets better for Chet if Rudy is out. So that does scare me a little bit. I don't think I would be like running to bet Chet overs if Rudy's out. I'd be running to bet Naz Reid overs if Rudy's out, but I don't think it makes too much of an impact on Chet's projections. I would be surprised if they move Chet's lines if Rudy's out. I think they'll just stay the same. What's up, Noah? You like Khan, couple points, and MPJ props versus old team? So, Khan, I like to target Khan against teams that, give up like a lot of catch and shoot shots, give up a lot of threes, and I don't think that's Dallas. I think Dallas has actually been pretty good this year at limiting threes. Let me see. So like this season, if we look at 3-pointers allowed per game, the Mavericks, they're giving up the 7th fewest 3-pointers allowed per game. They're giving up the 2nd fewest 3-pointers made per game. That type of spot like does scare me a little bit for Khan, because he's a big like 3-point catch and shoot guy. I'm not too high on Khan here. I think his lines are kind of set where they should be. I think the matchup's not great for him, at least for how he likes to score. So a little bit iffy on that one. And then Michael Porter Jr., I mean, it is a revenge game. He's facing his old team, going back to Denver. I think it's the first time he's played the Nuggets since he left, or since he got traded or whatever. So maybe he has like a chip on his shoulder. I've said this a lot with MPJ. It really comes down to if the Nets keep the game close or not. Like I said it last time, when they played the Suns. If that game was competitive and MPJ played full minutes, I would bet he'd go over a lot of his lines, and he did. He went over like all his projections last game. A lot of these games where he's gone under have been blowouts. Do you think Denver or the Nets keep it close against Denver? If you think so, I mean, I don't hate taking some MPJ overs. His lines are definitely high though. I will say I think Cam Thomas is out. The Nets have somebody. I think Yegor's out. So like the Nets are a little bit more shorthanded here than normal. Look, I think MPJ is going to be chucking, no doubt. I do worry, though, can this Nets team keep this game close? That's my worry, because the Nets are just so bad. That's my concern, I guess. What about Cade under fantasy? I mean, I'm taking the Cade discount regardless. Looking at his fantasy line, 45.5 feels like a good line. I don't think the matchup's great for Cade. Like, he's probably going to be guarded by Dillon Brooks. I think last time he faced Phoenix, he did really struggle. Cade did. Let's see. Yeah, he had 29 fantasy points in 38 minutes. But 45.5, that feels like a good line on Cade. I don't think I'd be, taking under or over there. That'd probably just be a play I'd stay away from. Same thing as Joval. Duren has good history against Mark Williams when he gets the minutes. He's at 10.5. I mean, Duran's always been like a really good rebounder. I mean, he's like one of the best rebounders in the league per minute. Again, it's all about minutes for Duran for sure. But since he's come back from injury, his minutes have been pretty full, I'm pretty sure. Like last game he played 30 minutes. That's typically what you expect him to play. Sometimes he'll play a little bit more, but I mean, yeah, if Duran gets 30 minutes, he's probably got a good chance at 11 rebounds. Okay, Joel Embiid's available to play. I think he was probable though, so it was expected he would play. Malik Monk did just get ruled out. Malik Monk getting ruled out is good for Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is already going to play more because Russell Westbrook's out. I think Dennis Schroeder gets a little bit of a boost with Malik Monk out, so I think 24.5 fantasy on Dennis Schroeder looks solid. I don't think it's like as good as the Io and the Jalen Smith props, but these are two, like that's a solid play, I think. Let's see. Like I think that's solid. If you're looking for another play, I do like this with Malik Monk out. I already thought, Schroeder was in a spot where he was going to play a good amount because there's no Westbrook. And now without Monk as well, like they're really going to play Schroeder pretty good minutes here. I'm going back to Bam this time at 19.5 points. It's a great spot for Bam, no doubt, against the Bulls. Bulls give up a ton of points in the paint. That's, good recipe for Bam. Khalil Ware is back, like he's playing now, but I think even last game with Khalil Ware back, like Bam still played good minutes, so I don't know if Khalil Ware being back might not even matter for Bam. Okay, Sixers will start who we expect: Maxey, Edgecombe, Oubre, George, and Embiid, so that's good. What do you think about Embiid over 28.5 points with the blowout? I'd be hesitant. Again, just with the spread in that game, like I think there's a chance Embiid only plays 3 quarters. He's been crushing though lately. I feel like 27.5 points is probably a good line for Embiid here, especially given the blowout risk. Sacramento's been a pretty good matchup for centers this year, but now that they have Sabonis back, I think the matchup's not going to be as good as it normally would be. So I would be iffy on that one. You think Bobby Portis has a chance to clear 18.5 points? I mean, if I had to pick a side on that, I would take the over, yes. But at 18.5, that's probably a good line on Portis. It's a great matchup, though. And again, Portis played 36 minutes last game without Giannis. So he's going to play a ton. You like any Caleb Martin props with Najee out? We could look at those. Caleb Martin has been starting lately. He's typically like a low usage guy that doesn't do much when he's on the court. But I want to say he's been playing pretty well lately. I think he's been like rebounding really well. I think that's why his numbers have been so good. He's been rebounding a ton. Yeah, he had 8 rebounds last game. Where his lines are set at, just kind of for like looking at him, like just glancing at him, I think these are pretty accurate on Caleb Martin. Like, again, Caleb Martin's just one of these guys, like, even when players are out, I don't know how much of a boost he really gets because he's just like a low-usage, stand-in-the-corner type of guy. Got Io over 21.5 10 minutes ago. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Feel good about that play. Really like that one. Looks like, let's see. The line, are both of those lines gone now? They might be. Jalen Smith is still... Okay, there they are. Yeah, so Io's at 24 now, so the line went up even more. Kuzma RA or fantasy? Kuzma's got some high lines. It is a revenge game for Kuzma. His RA is what, 10.5? Like that feels about right on Kuzma. I know without Giannis, he's been, significantly better this year. Kuzma has. He's been way more productive. And I'm pretty sure he did play like a shit ton of minutes last game. He played 32 minutes. 32 fantasy, like that feels about right on Kuzma. 10.5 RA, like if I had to pick one of those to bet an over on, I'd bet probably the RA over the fantasy. I mean, the Wizards don't rebound very well, so it's definitely a good spot for him to get some boards. He's not really been a big assist guy this year, but I guess without Giannis, he's getting more assist opportunities because he's had a ton of assists the last few games. Like this year, Kuzma's only averaging like 2 assists per game, but like his assists have been really good lately. I'm a little skeptical on that continuing, but I mean his 3.5 assist line's a goblin, so he's favored to get 4 assists. 7 boards, 4 assists, like that could easily happen for Kuzma here. What's up, Noah? You like flag tonight or anything from the Hornets and Mavs? I kind of like some flag plays. I was looking at his fantasy score. That line was at 35.5. It's at 36 now. So Cooper, he didn't play yesterday. This is a back-to-back for the Mavericks. He didn't play yesterday. Last time he played, I think they said he was going to be limited to like 30 minutes. That game they played the Lakers, and he played 34 minutes. They've been saying like, oh, he's going to be limited to, you know, like there was one game they said he was going to play 20 to 25 minutes, and he played like 30. So I don't really know how much he plays. If he's playing full minutes, like if he plays 34 minutes again, I'm looking at like his 30.5 PRA looks okay, 36 fantasy looks okay. I don't hate those plays, I guess, but I just do worry about them potentially limiting his minutes because he was out yesterday for like injury management. So he's obviously dealing with I think it's like an ankle injury he's been dealing with. So like, do they play him like 36 minutes tonight? I doubt it. That concerns me a little bit on flag. But yeah, 30.5 PRA looks okay if you want to take the over there. If I knew he was going to play 34 minutes, I would like it. I'm just a little skeptical. Okay, Kings will start Schroeder, Clifford, DeRozan, Achua, and Sabonis. So Zach LaVine is coming off the bench. Do we bet Zach LaVine unders? He's coming off the bench. You could definitely throw these in. Like, probably PRA. Probably. What about Clifford? Where's Clifford's lines at? Oh, they only have Clifford. But yeah, LaVine's coming off the bench, supposedly. So, I mean, that's better for Schroeder. Like, replacing LaVine with Clifford makes it... Yeah, that's going to condense more usage to Schroeder. Okay, they bumped his line up. This is when you play it now. So they bumped his line up. Prizepicks did. Now you play this. Play it while it's at 25.5. It does this a lot on Prizepicks. Like, it'll glitch. Like, it'll bump up. Like, when a play is supposed to bump down, they'll bump it up by accident. And then they'll readjust. So, yeah, at 25.5, see, there you go. It's bumping down now. It's funny how Prizepicks works, though. It's like, it's all automated. So, like, when there's a change, it'll adjust, but a lot of times it adjusts incorrectly. Did anyone get that on 25.5 under? Because that was pretty good if you got it 25.5 under. 24.5 under still looks good to me. The line should probably be like 21.5 coming off the bench. It's down to 23.5 now. Let's see if they bump it down more. I want to say LaVine's come off the bench before this season. Let me see. Why is he coming off the bench? I have no idea. So he did come off the bench. I think this was his first game back from injury, though. It was on January 4th. He came off the bench and he played 36 minutes. So that's obviously a little concerning. But you would think if he's not starting, like, they're going to play him less, probably. Or maybe he's getting traded, so maybe they're not playing him at all. Like, that's a possibility, I guess. But let's see if DraftKings has his line moved at all. Okay, DraftKings doesn't have a PRA lineup for LaVine. Alperen Sengun's a game time decision, so that's not helpful. But yeah, I like this. I think this Schroeder over looks good. Looks even better now that LaVine's not starting. Because, I mean, you think about who's going to be on the floor. It's going to be really Schroeder, DeRozan, and Sabonis doing all the offensive heavy lifting. Like, Clifford is a low-usage guy that doesn't do much on offense. Same with Precious Achiuwa. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why they're... Maybe with Malik Monk out, they want Levine, playing with the second unit, maybe. I don't know. Typically, he would start. Like, I don't know why they would bring him off the bench, but we'll see, I guess. Forgot about Middleton, but I get it because you found out Giddey is out. Oh, yeah, you asked that question again, Anthony. I'm sorry. A lot of times, like, I'm answering a question, and then, like, some injury news will hit, and then I'll just completely forget about the question I was supposed to answer. So just ask it again. I'll get to it. Couldn't get this Jalen Smith fantasy. You took his PRA. If you got his PRA at 23.5, I think that's what it was at, or 23. Like, I think that was still good. At 24.5, though, I don't know if I'd play that on Jalen Smith. I'm surprised they aren't bumping Levine down a little bit more. I figured his props would come down at least like a point or two coming off the bench. Nasri fantasy or PR if Gobert is out, even though it's against the Thunder. I like both of them, man. I will say, guys, if you're at your phone or if you're at your computer later tonight, be ready because there's some great value on Nas Reed props if Gobert gets ruled out. PR, PRA, fantasy, points, like all these lines are way too low if Gobert's out. Like, you could probably look at Nas Reed's game log this year without Gobert, and I'm sure he's been really good. Like, Nas Reed's historically been a really good player, like, when he gets minutes. So it looks like he played one game without Gobert this year. He started, played 28 minutes. It was a blowout, but in 28 minutes, he had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. So, I mean, he had, 24 PRA in only 28 minutes in a blowout. Tonight, he probably plays like 34, 35 minutes if Gobert's out and he's starting, which I would assume he starts if Gobert's out. So, like, all these are good. My favorite's always probably going to be fantasy. And Nas Reed is a guy that can get, like, steals and blocks. But, yeah, PRA, PR at 20.5, like, these are all solid. Okay, they did bump up Schroeder a point. So, yeah, I think that Schroeder play was definitely a good one. Surprisingly, though, they didn't bump Levine at all. They bumped Schroeder again to 26. Okay. See. Can you give a couple safe goblins to go with Cade? I mean, I'll be honest, man, there's no such thing as like a safe play. The only thing that's safe is like a free square. Like, there's nothing that's guaranteed to hit. I mean, the plays I gave out earlier, like, I don't know if you got them, but the Io over 21.5 fantasy, like, I really like that play. Jalen Smith over 27 fantasy. Schroeder over 24.5. Like, if you were able to get these in, like, I thought these are good plays. Are they safe? I mean, no. Like, they could all lose, but they're plays that have value at the time. Obviously, the lines have bumped now, so the value's not as good, but yeah. We'll see what else we can find over the next, like, 15 minutes. Io at 20.5 PRA, is that good? I would not play that. No. 21.5 fantasy was way better. Like, once the lines bump, the value's kind of gone at that point. So, like, if you don't get them before they bump, like, just don't play them, I guess. I think Connor's going to ball out playing against his buddy from college, Con and Kuber overs. Oh, yeah, I forgot they played at Duke together. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a stroll down Narrative Street, there you go. Con and Kuber playing against each other, college teammates. They're also two guys that are, trying to win Rookie of the Year, too. Dyson Daniels a good play. I took Dyson Daniels over 33.5 fantasy. Gave that out to Patreon members today. Feel really good about that play now that, Jalen Johnson's out. Where his prop lines are at though now, I don't know if there's much value. Like, his PRA, I think, was at like 25.5 earlier today before Jalen Johnson got ruled out. So, like, the lines are way up now. I don't think it's like the greatest matchup, but he's going to play a ton of minutes. But yeah, where the lines are set, I don't see much value on Dyson Daniels props, at least, now. Pele Larson over RA, over without Davion in close games, fast-paced Bulls giving up assists and rebounds to guards. Yeah, you could look at that one. Pele Larson's, like, I think he's been really playing well lately, but, like, he's typically not a guy that you look at for, like, you know, a player that, you know, typically will produce. Like, he's kind of one of these lower usage guys that doesn't do much, but lately he's been playing well. It is going to be a fast-paced game. It should be. The Bulls play fast. The Heat play fast. That's good for RA upside. So, yeah, if you like that play, I mean, you can roll with it. I'm a little hesitant betting on Pele Larson overs when the lines are inflated. But, yeah, he's been playing well. Any under fantasy scores you like? We can take a look, see. I mean, Levine coming off the bench, like, maybe I'm overreacting, and maybe he still plays a lot, but I feel like under 26.5 fantasy on Levine is okay. Like, I think that's solid. I think his line should be like 24.5 coming off the bench. Let's see what else I can find. All these fantasy lines look pretty good to me. I don't think it's the greatest spot for Jamal Murray. Brooklyn's a team that they trap a lot. They put a lot of pressure on opposing guards, especially like lead guards, like a guy like Jamal Murray who handles the ball a ton. I think Jamal Murray's points prop opened at like 26.5, and it's been bet down a lot. Like, I think this could be a spot where Jamal Murray, you know, has to rely on his teammates more, because Brooklyn, they're gonna really blitz him and trap him and just try to, you know, not let him beat them. So 45.5 fantasy on Jamal Murray, like, I kind of like the under there. But the rest of these lines look pretty solid to me. Again, it's hard to find good fantasy value plays this late unless it's like an injury news play, because the fantasy points, the projections bump so much from, you know, earlier in the day versus where they are now. But obviously, you know, the ones we found with the injury news, like, those were really good at the time. Not sure if you answered this, but do you like Kuzma fantasy? I thought at 32, like, I think that's a pretty accurate line for Kuzma. I will say Kuzma's fantasy points, like, per minute are way better without Giannis. It's also a revenge game. It's a great matchup. Like, I could see him going over 32. But I think 32 is a good line. Like, I'm not... If it was like 29.5 or something like that, then I'd like it. I think at 32, though, it's like, that feels about right. Middleton points I got at 11.5. What do you think? I'm a little bit iffy on Chris Middleton. Like, he's been playing well lately, but this is a player that, like, for one, he doesn't really play a lot of minutes. Like, they're going to manage his minutes. He's an old guy. It is a revenge game, you know, going up against the Bucks, whatever. I feel like the lines are set correctly on Middleton, but I see a lot of people are betting on Middleton tonight. His PRA, actually, I think his PRA was at 19.5 earlier today, and they actually bumped it down. So that should tell you all you need to know. That this could be a spot where Middleton maybe regresses a little bit. I don't expect Middleton to be this good. Like, he's typically like a guy that averages like 17, 18 PRA per game. He's had some good games lately, but regression could be coming. Will it come here? We'll see, I guess. Malik Monk is out. I don't know why Prizepicks still has his props up, but yeah, Underdog already tweeted it out. Let's see. I saw it earlier. He got ruled out 18 minutes ago at 6:30. So yeah, Malik Monk's not playing. But yeah, I saw Prizepicks still has some of his props up, even though he's out. Oh, no, they're gone now. Under on Schroeder, Keon Ellis, and Clifford will play a lot. I mean, they could, but no Westbrook, no Monk. Like, Schroeder's going to play a good amount. Maybe if it's a blowout, then maybe Schroeder loses minutes, but they don't really have any other point guards. I mean, Schroeder's going to play a ton if it's a competitive game. I'm liking Edgecombe points, Lou Dort PRA, Malik Monk points, Brandon Miller points, and Bruce Brown points. Hey, good luck on those plays. Good luck. Do I like those picks? I mean, let's see. Edgecombe points. It's hard to like really say. I mean, I'd have to look into each one of those individually. I mean, if those are plays you like, man, then yeah, you take them. It'd take too much time to like look through each one of those individually. So if you're gonna ask questions, try and do for like just one prop and not like a whole slip. Stream slip bump crazy. We got good value. Yeah, we definitely did, and I feel good about that slip. I really do. I really do. So we'll see if it comes through. K does not cash in that discount. I mean, yeah, if you think that, I guess you could take his under 23.5. I will say I don't love the matchup for Cade, but it's still a 5-point discount, so like I'm gonna take it anyway. Doesn't matter if it's a 5-point discount. Like I'm gonna take it. How about a sneaky pick? Jalen Pickett RA or PRA could be a blowout. Yeah, I got like a sour taste in my mouth after Jalen Pickett let me down last game. His minutes were way down last game, which concerns me, but if it is a blowout, he will play. Like, he'll play garbage time. So, like, maybe you could look at that. But given that they only played him 16 minutes last game, like, I'm a little bit scared betting Pickett overs right now. Like, I think there's just a lot of volatility in his minutes. But, yeah, like you said, if it's a blowout, then he's going to play a lot. He'll probably, like, if it's a blowout, he might play, like, the whole fourth quarter. Check out Asar Fantasy. Take a look at that one. Asar's the guy that, I like to target him against teams that are like, that'll turn the ball over. Teams like the Wizards, the Jazz. Like, those are the type of matchups I really like Asar in. Because, like, when Asar has good fantasy games, it's usually when he racks up a bunch of steals and blocks. I don't know if this is that matchup for him, but really it comes down to minutes, too. His minutes kind of can fluctuate at times. I want to say lately, though, they've been pretty solid. Well, so last game, he only played 20 minutes. He did have 5 fouls, though. But, I mean, the dude had 37 fantasy points in 20 minutes. Like, really good per-minute production. He only played 20 minutes against Sacramento, but that was a blowout. Like, the last few games, his minutes have not been great. But if he stays out of foul trouble, he probably plays, 25, 26 minutes. If that's the case, 25 fantasy, that feels like a pretty good line on Asar. But, yeah, if you like that play, man, feel free to take it. MPJ first game back in Denver, he's going off. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think his lines are set correctly, though. I wouldn't be, running to bet any, MPJ overs. Do you watch the games? I typically do. I don't watch them from start to finish. I'll just kind of check in on stuff throughout the night. So, but yes, I do watch games. Typically, if there's a play I'm sweating and it's down to the wire, that's when I'll turn the game on. But I'm not gonna just sit and watch one game the entire night. I'll kind of just go back and forth on games. I'll check box scores. I try not to just sit on my phone the whole night and stress about it. I used to do that, but I'm trying not to do that anymore. Just let it play out, Me sitting here on my phone checking the box scores every 2 minutes isn't going to change whether the play hits or not. No, thoughts on Montas Bazelis? Over 23.5 PRA. He's been on a heater lately. Got bumped to 25 after Josh Giddey got ruled out. I mean, if you got it at 23.5 before they bumped it, I think that's solid. We could probably look at his games without Giddey this year. I want to say he's been pretty good without Giddey. Let me see. Let's look at his points plus rebounds plus assist. Out Giddey this season. So, I mean, these are, you just look at his last few games without Giddey. 27, 27, 24, then he had 11. But he only played 19 minutes the game he had 11. 27, 23. He's pretty consistently been going over 23.5 PRA. He's over that line in every game except 3 without Giddey. And the games he went under, he only played 25 minutes, and 19 minutes. He typically plays over 30 minutes. So, yeah. If you got that at 23.5, I think that was a pretty good play on Matas. Not having Giddey definitely helps. What are your biggest milestones while doing this as a job? Biggest milestones. So, winning the Prizepicks live final, the check you see back here, that was cool. That was cool as hell. Prizepicks, so at the time, this was 4 years ago. This was when Prizepicks wasn't nearly as popular as they are today. But at the time, Prizepicks, didn't really have like a lot of partners, a lot of people that were promoting them. But I was one of the people that was promoting them at the time. And so they like invited me to come down and compete in their live final. I had no idea that I was even going to be able to compete in it. I just thought I was going down there. But I competed in it. I won 10K. I thought that was pretty cool. Another one, like I've had some big DFS wins in the past. I won like 30K on Yahoo DFS. You guys probably don't even know what that is, but it's on my pinned tweet. I won like 30K in Yahoo DFS. Like that's one of my biggest gambling wins ever. And what else? I mean, I've had some big Prizepicks wins too. When I could actually bet money on Prizepicks, I've won like 5K multiple times. And then like for content, right now I think I'm at almost 70,000 subscribers. I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's like a big milestone of mine because when you get 100K on YouTube, you get the plaque. Like I'm really grinding for that. But yeah, I would say those are some of my biggest milestones for sure, or just achievements, I guess. But the 100K, that's something I'm definitely working for and trying to get to. You were one of the day ones and they limited you? Yeah, it's sad. But at the end of the day, man, like, it's their job, Prizepicks, they're not just going to let me make a shit ton of money off of them. I mean, I already do get paid when, I'm sure you guys know this, but I get paid when people use my code. So, like, I'm already making money, but it was very fun to be able to actually bet a lot of money on Prizepicks too. But, I mean, I've been doing Prizepicks videos for, like, almost 4 years now, I think. I've had an account on Prizepicks since, like, I think May of 2020. Pretty sure that's when, or 2021. That's when I signed my partnership with Prizepicks. And, like, at the time, like, they were not a very popular site. Like, nobody really knew about Prizepicks. And obviously now, like, Prizepicks is, like, the biggest fantasy app in the world. It's crazy how much they've grown. But I'm one of the OGs, I've been doing this for over almost 5 years now. Prizepick content. And then, fantasy sports. I've been playing fantasy sports for almost 10 years. I've been in this game a while. And I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I just want to keep grinding, man. I love it. $30K and didn't post the link. Well, this is this isn't a Prizepicks thing. This is something that I had to do. Like, I did this on my own. I couldn't share these with people. It's against terms of service to share daily fantasy lineups with people. Like, you can literally get your account banned. This isn't like Prizepicks. It's completely different. But that was like my biggest gambling win ever. Have I mentioned that Jock Landale is ass? Yeah, he had a bad game. He had a bad game Wednesday. But even if, looking at projections the next day, if there's good props or good value on Jock Landale props, I'll take them, I try not to let my emotions take over sports betting. That's one tip I could definitely give people is the whole, making ban lists and stuff. I think that's like the dumbest thing you can do. You should always just bet where the value is. It doesn't matter if it's a player that, you bet on a lot and they lose or whatever it may be. Maybe you bet unders on them and they always go over. Just find where the value is and bet it, I think that is Albeast playing tonight. Şengün, we don't know yet. He's still a game time decision. I'm guessing we'll get this news on Şengün like pretty soon, but I was gonna hop off stream right, in a minute, so we probably won't stay on long enough for that news to come. What apps do you bet on now? So now I pretty much use Better, Sleeper, and that's really it. I'm limited on Prizepicks. I'm limited on Underdog. There's other apps out there that I haven't really dabbled into, that I haven't really tried, but those are the ones I use now. Obviously, I can't use. So I'm in a sport or a state where sports betting is not legal. So like I can't bet DraftKings Sportsbook. I can't do FanDuel Sportsbook. I have to do fantasy apps. So Prizepicks, Sleeper, Underdog, Better, all those apps. But yes, right now I use Sleeper and Better because those are the apps that I can actually bet money on. On Prizepicks, I can only bet $5. I'm going to answer this last question from Madden Guy. He says, what are the stream slips for today? So I'll go ahead and share one slip that we gave out. It's hard to say because, like, the value on these is gone. Like, the lines have bumped a ton. But when Josh Giddey got ruled out, I told people to take this prop, IO over 21.5 fantasy, and we paired it with the Cade Cunningham discount. That line's bumped up a lot now, so I probably wouldn't take it now. But that was a slip we gave out. We also gave out Jalen Smith over 27 fantasy. That got bumped up. And then we took Dennis Schroeder over 24.5 fantasy when Malik Monk got ruled out. So you gotta be in the stream to get the good slips. Like, if you're coming into the streams, when I'm about to end stream looking for the slips, like, a lot of times they're not going to be good, or the value's going to be gone. Can't wait for MLB, bro. Yeah, we'll see with MLB. I enjoy MLB. It's definitely a grind. It's not as enjoyable as NBA. NBA is just so fun because of all the late injury news and stuff constantly changing. Baseball is a lot more chill. You kind of 4 or 5 hours before the game, like, what the lineup is. Typically, there's never any late scratches, so it's a lot more relaxing, I guess. But I like the anxiety and the fun of NBA betting and just shit constantly changing. Which DFS book do you like the most outside of Prizepicks? Also, you ever consider moving in order to run it up on other sports books? We have talked about that, me and my fiance, but, like, where I live now, like, is my hometown. I've lived here my whole life, so it'd be really weird for me to move anywhere. But we have talked about moving somewhere, because luckily with my job, I can live anywhere. Like, I work from home, so it doesn't matter where we move to, I'll be fine. But we have talked about moving to somewhere that has legal sports betting. But then again, like, if you're good enough to make money betting props and sports betting, you're going to get limited just like anywhere else. So that's really the constant struggle with gambling, is, like, trying to actually be able to get money down on books. And then what DFS books do you like outside of Prizepicks? I really like Prizepicks because they have Fantasy Score, and Fantasy Score is a stat type that I just know so much because I've played fantasy sports for so long. Better does have fantasy points as well. They don't have as many lines up as Prizepicks, but I do like to use Better. I think Sleeper is good as well. Really, for me, like, I just want to play on the apps that I can actually bet money on. That's what I want to do. And right now, that's Better and Sleeper. So Logan said you can use Bovada. I personally, man, like, I don't use the offshore books. Like, Bovada, MyBookie, like, I don't trust my money in those books, I'll be honest. I'm going to use books that are, I feel like my money is safe. And I like to, I'll make deposits. I'll make like 2, 3, 4, 5K deposits. I would not feel good putting that much money into Bovada, personally. Just me, at least. So, legitimate question. I noticed for your YouTube picks, you generally have picks that aren't goblins. Generally, you do picks at -105, -115, sometimes -120. Do you do this purposely? So, I've said this before. The demons and the goblins on Prizepicks are not great plays to take. And I can just show you real quick. So, you can just go to DraftKings Sportsbook. Let me pull this up. So right now, let's just look at the two most popular demons and goblins. So Shea, 25 points, is the most popular goblin. The second most popular goblin is KD, 20 points. So if you take these two props on Prizepicks, put $100 on it, you would win 120. So you would profit $20. You can do this exact same slip on DraftKings Sportsbook. And you could do this on any sportsbook. It doesn't even have to be DraftKings. But if we take KD for 20 plus points at whatever the odds are, -530, parlay that with SGA 25 points at -580, $100 bet on that would pay out almost $140. So you're getting $140 on DraftKings for that play. You're getting $120 on Prizepicks. So, like, why would you ever bet it on Prizepicks? Like, it's just, the value's not good. You're not getting the payout you should be getting. You should be getting 1.4x for this, and you're getting 1.2x. That's why I personally don't ever take the demons and the goblins. It's just math. Like, the math just tells you not to play them. I get it. People like to have plays that have high hit rates and all this, but in the long run, you're just going to be betting. You're going to be losing money betting these props because you're just not getting the payout you should be getting. Who are your favorite teams? I'm a big Florida State fan. Go Noles. I like the Lakers because I'm a big LeBron fan, and I like the Braves for baseball. I've been to a lot of Braves games. So Florida State, Lakers, Braves, those are my teams. How long did it take for Prizepicks to limit you? So I was actually able to bet for a while. And it might have been because I was a partner. You know, maybe they gave me some special privileges because I was a partner at the time. But I think I was able to play for about 3 years before my account got wiped, pretty much. That's longer than a lot of people. Like, there's some people that get limited in months. I was able to actually bet. I said this, though. I came out and said this like I wasn't afraid to say this. I was down like 15K at one point on Prizepicks. But I worked my way back up, made a lot of money, and then I eventually got limited. But yes, there was one point where I was actually down a good amount. But I knew I was going to make the money back. I was in a stretch, though, where I was like, every night, I was getting great value on plays, and I was just losing. And I was betting a lot of money on these plays. Like, when I know I have a big edge, I'm going to bet a lot of money. Luckily, I can afford to put the money down, but that's how I like to gamble. Like, when I know I have an edge, I'm going to bet more. I'm not saying that's how you guys should bet. Again, at the end of the day, it's how you choose how you want to play, but that's how I bet. I'm on Better as well. They bring casino to Better and finally brought money lines. Yeah, Better's been doing a lot of changes with like their sportsbook and stuff. They have a social sportsbook now, so good for them. They're on the come up for sure. Better's definitely improved a lot. Most people take those goblins to pair with discounts, which the math beats sportsbooks in that sense. That is true. Like, if you were to take this K discount with SGA points, you're getting, you know, about 2x for that. Whereas if you were to play this on a sportsbook, you probably would get like 1.1x. So that, in that sense, yes, it's okay, I think, to play the goblins with the discounts. But I still don't think it's great to do that, honestly. But that's better. How'd you manage to come back from a 15K deficit? Just keep grinding, man. Like, I knew the plays I was putting down were plays that were good. For example, tonight, like the overs that we took were great plays, like the IO fantasy. We got good value on those. The lines bumped like 3 points. I was getting good plays like that constantly, and I was just constantly losing. It was very frustrating. But I knew in the end I was eventually, like the variance was going to come back to my side, and I was going to eventually start to win those slips. But yeah, when I was down, you know, I was down that much, I was not feeling good. But I never gave up, you know. Again, it's gambling. If you know what you're doing, if you know you have an edge, if you know you're getting good value on plays, like, you can make money. But there will be stretches where you lose. There will be stretches where you kind of question, you know, am I actually doing the right thing? Do I know what I'm doing? I've had those times for sure. Do you parlay or straight? Well, on Prizepicks, you know, you can only parlay stuff. I don't really ever straight bet because I can't. Like, I'm not able to use sportsbooks, and sportsbooks are the only place you can straight bet. Do you keep track of your wins and losses money-wise? I do have a Pickit, yes, that I keep track of stuff. And then for like Patreon plays, I keep track of all my Patreon plays. These are our, like, I track this is actually in the description of all my YouTube videos and streams. So, like, you can actually see the Patreon plays for this month, how they're doing. And then last year, we finished the year up 38.1 units on our Patreon plays. So I track all those. What do you have to say about gambling addiction? I'll answer this last question from Patrick, then we'll hop out of here. It's tough, man. Like, I think for a lot of people, gambling can be a problem. There's a lot of problem gamblers out there. If you don't have an edge, like if you're just betting, like most people that bet probably don't have an edge. So they're just kind of like, they're going to lose money in the long run. If you go into gambling saying, you know, I'm just doing this for fun. If I lose, you know, $25 a week, whatever, then that's fine. When it becomes a problem when people, I see this happen a lot, like people get a big hit, like they start gambling and they'll get like a big win, like they'll play $5 and they'll win like $200, and then they chase that high of that $200 win, and then they just create a big hole for themselves. Like, that can be the problem that can happen from gambling. But I do see people on Twitter like say, like, you know, nobody wins at sports betting, it's all rigged. Like, that's not true. You can make money sports betting. It's very hard. It's not easy. But you can make money sports betting. The problem is that when you're good enough to make money, you start to get limited. That's the problem. You can't get any money down. So, but I do agree that like gambling can be a problem for some people. Just be disciplined, man. Like that's all I have to say. You know, if you play a slip and it loses for the night, like don't try and win your money back. Like just call it a night. I see a lot of people do that in my Discord. Like we'll have a play lose early and they're like, you know, give me a lock for the next games. Give me a late night slip. Like, no, man, just go to bed. Like, it's okay that we lost tonight, because when you're chasing your losses, you're not going to be betting smartly. Like, you're just betting, whatever. Like, you're just trying to find something to win that wins. Everyone goes to the esports tab. That's very true. Like, when the night's over, man, NBA's over, people are in the esports tab. Like, who's got the esports plays? Like, bro, just go to bed. Like, it's over. Even if win, lose doesn't matter. Like, for one, if you won, just take your winnings for the night and call it a night. It's like people get greedy. Like, they just want more. And like, that's just going to cause you to lose more. It's very frustrating, but there's nothing I can do about it. Like, if people want to play esports and chase wins and chase losses, like, I can't do anything about it. That's their choice. So, it is what it is. How much is the Patreon? It's $20. $20 per month. Very affordable. Again, all my results are tracked in the description this year. And if you join our Discord, you can see our results from last year. But yeah, guys, that's what I got. Good luck. I'm hopping out of here. I got to get some food, watch these NBA games, and hopefully win some money tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Same time, probably. Peace out, everybody.